Oh, this is about the Potomac River. This is about the Potomac that you guys mentioned. Okay, all right. Well, look at this. All right, this is interesting news. This is interesting. All right, let's take a look at this. We'll look at what Atozy is, with this poop water situation. I will admit I'm slightly intrigued. Let's find out.
You are currently looking at 200 million gallons of raw, untreated sewage flowing straight out into the Potomac River here right between Maryland and DC. This is an absolute disaster. It smells awful here. I can't believe this is happening. This is one of the largest sewage spills in U.S. history, apparently. That's what the reports are saying. So it's safe.
Wait, shit! What the? And this happened back on the 19th. Okay, chat, I'm covering it. It happened back on the 19th of January. This has been going on for almost a month. Holy shit. Yeah, literally. Holy shit, literally. Wow, and it's spilling right into the Potomac River. Fucking hell.
Saying. So it's safe to say the poop situation is crazy.
Well, you may be asking, what am I doing here? Well, our nation's capital had one of the largest sewage spills in U.S. history. What do we know? Well, on January 19th, a major sewer line in Montgomery County collapsed, and the wastewater is now entering the Potomac River while repair work is underway. Okay, so that's bad. But how bad is it? Well, days later, they're still working on it. So this thing is just free-flowing right into our river with,
God.
not much stopping it. And the estimates are above 500 million gallons of sewage water has been poured out into the Potomac River. Awesome.
So, think about this for a second. How long do you think that is going to take to basically thin out of the Potomac? Like 500 million gallons flowing straight into the Potomac. The Potomac River is now basically toxic for years. Like, it will take years for the biome of the Potomac River to correct itself from this. Because let's not forget, this is not like, it's not just going to like flow into the Potomac River and then flow out into a larger body of water. This is raw sewage, which means it's heavier, which means you're going to have basically this sewage sediment falling to the bottom of the Potomac and lining the riverbed, which means it will be continuing to poison the water for years. Years. And you're going to be getting toxic particulate continuing to flow with it. So as the Potomac River flows, while the sewage will be settling onto the floor of the river, that toxic sediment is systematically going to be getting pulled like bit by bit pulled along with the river, which will be sending this basically contaminated water further down the river to God knows where else. God knows what kind of, how this is going to be affecting water supplies. No one's going to be able to swim in the Potomac River come summertime. You're not going to be able to swim. You're not going to be able to fish. You're not going to be able to boat. You've basically just fucked the Potomac River and God knows how much in the surrounding water bodies for years. Oh, God.
So, and just to put this all into perspective, the Potomac Riverkeeper tested E. coli levels in the river, and it was found more than 11,000 times the safe limits near the spill, and 60 times the safe limits 4 miles downstream. Awesome! That's exactly what we needed. And so
wait, he said
1,000 times the safe limits near the spill, and 60 times the safe limits 4 miles downstream.
It's getting worse down. Oh my God. 60 times the safety limits of E. coli, 4 miles downstream. How many people have already been affected by this? God. 60 times safe levels. At the site, it was, I think he said 10 times the safe, what, like E. coli levels were 10 times above what would be considered safe limits. 4 miles downstream, did he say 1,000? Hang on.
And just to put this all into perspective, the Potomac Riverkeeper tested E. coli levels in the river, and it was found more than 11,000 times the safe.
Sorry, 11,000. Sorry. I'm so gobsmacked. I missed the 1,000 part. Yeah. So at the site, it's 11,000 times safe, and it's 60 times the amount that would be considered safe 4 miles down the street.
The events that are unfolding currently.
It's fucking hell.
Limits near the spill, and 60 times the safe limits 4 miles downstream. Awesome! That's exactly what we needed. And since this wasn't really being talked about anywhere, and everyone I talked to it about hadn't even heard of it, I decided to go over there and check it out for myself.
All right, I thought this was gonna be a really hard thing to find, but no, this is just right off the main road. There's clearly a lot of construction workers here. All right, so it's Saturday, January 24th. We're about 4 hours till one of the worst blizzards in many decades are gonna hit the Washington, D.C. area.
And so we're told that road crews are working around the clock to clear roads that still, man, look like this. But now, more than 2 days after the storm ended, some residents across the DMV say plows never came.
And I've traveled out here to DC to investigate the poop situation, because currently, right now, one of the worst sewage spillages in US history is happening right here in the Potomac River. So I just realized I'm now spending my Saturday looking for a poop leakage. Huh.
Fun, huh?
Maybe some plumbers out there can relate to that. But last time I was freezing, so this time I bought some emergency gear because in upstate New York, I was too cold. So I went to CVS and bought some equipment that is not, what is this? Hat is 100% polyester. That is so bad. That will not keep you warm. I mean,
see, you need to get yourself a fur seal hat, Atozy. That's what you need. You need to get yourself a nice fur seal hat. They're really warm, really comfy.
But like not in actual cold weather. 100% polyester. Oh, come on. We need to sell some, like, at the minimum, sell some cotton. But like, wool needs to be more readily available here. But hey, I'll take what I can get for right now. Look at, ooh, okay. It's like scary how not warm this actually is. This is gonna be cold. Okay. I just realized I probably should have brought a mask or something. It's like 18 Fahrenheit today. It's gonna get a whole lot colder as this blizzard approaches. And this is such a beautiful park as well. It's just a shame that we have one of the biggest sewage spills.
This is going to ruin. Think about this. The Potomac River, how much do you think that attracts for tourism? How much tourism do you think does the Potomac River attract for fishing or swimming or boating or whatever? All gone. You're not going to be able to do any of that for years. So any tourism for this area is fucked. You're going to have homeowners. I feel bad for any of the homeowners that are living off the river because they're going to be inundated with the smell of shit for who knows how long. It is going to drive our property values through the floor, at least temporarily, because no one is going to want to live next to a literal river of shit. This is like the damage that this is causing is going to basically spider web out into multitudes of different ways that we probably haven't even thought of yet. It's going to kill tourism. It's going to kill the local economy because nobody's going to want to be around the river while they're basically, the air all around there smells like shit. Housing prices are going to go through, are going to drop because of this for at least the next couple of years. Any businesses along the Potomac, they're going to suffer because nobody's going to want to go shop in a business that's close to the Potomac where you're just getting you step out of the car, you think you just stepped into South Korea. No one's going to want to do that. It's like, this is fucking bad. This is damaging in more ways than people might actually think.
in American history here. That's what at least the reports are saying. So my understanding is there's about 200 million gallons of sewage that have leaked out into this area over the past couple of days.
Atozy could be walking in it right now.
If it's not fixed immediately. Obviously, there was a full construction crew up there working on this, so I'm sure they're trying their best, but wow. Okay, so, I mean, I am smelling it right now.
Grumpy, from what I've heard from people that served over in South Korea, and they told me that when they stepped off the plane, when they first arrived there, like years ago, when they first stepped off the plane, the first thing that entered into their nostrils was basically a smell of shit. Like, yeah, like maybe not in like the major metropolitan areas, perhaps, but outside of the major metropolitan areas, yeah, the country smells like shit because that's what they use to fertilize the kimchi fields. So yeah, it does.
As I'm walking this way, oof. Oh, why did I not bring a mask? Oh, this is putrid. Oh, this smells awful. All right, so I'm standing here on the border between Maryland and Washington, D.C. And as you can see by some of the signage here, we have raw sewage running straight out into the Potomac.
It's a biohazard.
To be accurate,
well, India, the entire country smells like it. Like I said, in South Korea, I think probably in like the major metropolitan areas and the northern half of the country. I think probably not, because I think the northern half of the country is more urbanized. Whereas I think the southern half of the country is more farmland, where they basically harvest the majority of the kimchi, I believe. So I think it's more predominantly in the southern part of the country versus reverse that. It's more predominant in the northern part of the country versus the southern part of the country. Metropolitan just means like built up, urban. Cities, like large towns, major cities, that's metropolitan.
100 million gallons of raw sewage has ran out in the Potomac River right here over the last couple of days, with a whole lot more on its way if it's not fixed as soon as possible. I probably should have brought some some
gas mask
to protect myself from this, like a mask, maybe some like plastic, what are they called, like footies that I can remove off, so I'm not carrying this.
No, Busan is probably Busan's like probably more north.
I just saw the biggest sewage leak, or potentially the biggest sewage leak in U.S. history, and I was like, well, we got to go cover that, because I still, like, there's like no mainstream news outlets is actually covering this right now. From what I've seen, there's only been like local DC news talking about this. This is literally one of the biggest leaks ever.
Why
like,
not?
This is crazy.
Why not cover this? Yeah, like you want to go in a full SCBA.
Over there. So we'll check it out. It smells.
Is it southeast? Okay.
The closer I get over here, the worse it gets. I mean, that was like when I was down there earlier, and it smelled completely putrid.
Like he's on a walking path right now. He's also on a walking path right now. Nobody's gonna want to use this walking path right now because it smells like shit.
I'm wondering if that is actually the sewage water, and I was just at the end of it. That actually might be true, because I was at the end over there earlier. It smells awful. Awful.
God.
Hey, it is what it is. Is it one massive leak, or is it a whole bunch of leaks? You don't know? Okay. It smells awful. I feel like
if they knew, they weren't gonna tell them. My guess is all these workers probably were told, like, if somebody asked you stuff, don't tell them anything. Because right now, there are a whole bunch of people that are going, okay, we've got to seriously cover our ass right now. We've got to figure out how to not either go bankrupt or how not to be brought up on charges. So, yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's standing orders for all these construction people not to give out that information because someone or some people are 100% scrambling to try and figure out how to make it out of the situation without losing everything or spending some time behind a jail, in a jail cell.
Be one of the areas there. I'm trying to find the main section where the viral news was, because you saw it just spewing up outside there. Okay, so I can't tell if there's like one big leak or if there's multiple throughout the locks here going up, because you have a whole bunch of locks going up the river. And my understanding is the leak is happening between lock 10 and lock 14. But again, I don't know if it's one or multiple, because over at lock 10, it smelled like insane sewage. And then I'm walking past, I'm like close to 11 now, I think. And I didn't smell any sewage for a while. Now I'm starting to smell it again. So I don't know what's going on.
Multiples.
Now again, oh my gosh, it's this. I mean, I don't know what's going on here, but this also just smells awful. This is abysmal. That might be one of the leaks right there. Do you know if there's one leak or if it's multiple leaks going down?
I think it's one.
It's one big leak right here. Okay, thank you.
Uh-huh.
This is between, okay, so this is at lock 12 here. I might get kicked out for going over here, but one thing is for sure though, they are hard at work at stopping this, it seems like, so.
They would have to be, yeah.
A lot of crew out here right now. Is this the raw sewage over here? It definitely does not smell good at all. It smells awful. So is this going over the road? I'm trying to understand where the main source of the leak is.
Oh boy.
All right, we'll go here. Oh, okay, yeah. I love they decided to set up the porta potties right beside the sewage leak as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, this smells
the irony.
awful. This is
Like, think about this. They are gonna have to get in to the poop water to fix this. These construction guys, they're gonna actually need to send in a team into the poop water to fix this. Oh God. God, thinking about that, I might puke. No, that
You couldn't pay me enough.
somebody. What's his name? Somebody called Mike Rowe. Somebody called Mike Rowe. I've got an episode for Mike Rowe right now. This would be the Dirty Jobs episode to end all Dirty Jobs episodes. Right fucking here. Somebody give him a call. Oh, some ways to do it without maybe, but you know what? Given what we're seeing, I'm gonna hazard a guess that given the leak, I don't think they're gonna be able to do it without diving. The only way they could do it is if they can somehow dam up this river long enough that they can like get in there and replace the line. They have to replace the line. They might bypass the river. Well, they did say that they're working on a bypass, but I think the bypass might be a temporary fix. So I think what I'm thinking they're gonna try to do here is they're gonna maybe set up like a bypass line as a temporary measure to basically get the flow under control. So they basically don't have billions of gallons of raw sewage continuing to get dumped into the Potomac. And then once they've got the bypass set up, then they can work on doing an actual, like, fix of the collapsed line. But again, it's still going to, even with the bypass, they're still going to need to get someone into the poop water to run the bypass. Oh, God,
Okay,
yeah.
so what I was standing by was the end run of the sewage.
Yeah, there it is. That's where it's coming up.
When I was down by the river there, it seems like all of that is coming.
That's where it's coming up. You're going to need someone to get in there to at least run the bypass. Because this is where it's boiling up from. Ah! Also with this, would they not need to replace the entire line? Good question. Don't know. If there is a concern that the entire line is at risk of issues of structural integrity, potentially. Someone mentioned that the line is like 60 years old. If that's true, if the line is 60 years old and we are seeing a uniform degradation across the entire line, then yeah, they may need to actually take steps to try and replace the entire line. That is possible, but I don't know. I'm not a structural engineer, so I don't know.
Straight from this. Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
This is an absolute disaster. It smells awful here.
And by the way, do not forget, this is how much of this is going to destroy the ecosystem. Like, how fucked is the ecosystem of the entirety of the Potomac River now? Exactly. Like, that is another consequence here. How badly is this going to destroy the ecosystem? And what is that effect going to have on the surrounding ecosystem? Like, the ecological disaster of this, we still don't know how horribly this is going to infect the environment. Not just in the water, but on land too. Yeah, the amphibians, well, there's probably not many, there's no amphibian, there's not gonna be any amphibians. There's not gonna be any, well, there might be frogs. But, yeah, like, the fish, any of the land creatures, birds, deer, ecologically, this is a disaster. This is an absolute ecological disaster that God only knows how long it's going to take to recover.
I can't believe this is happening. But what I'm also extremely surprised about is how few people are actually talking about this, because I've only seen this on local news. This is one of the largest sewage spills in US history, apparently. That's what the reports are saying. So it's safe to say the poop situation is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming there's more than one leak. This is also coming here.
There probably is.
So
my guess is they probably have one big leak. They probably have one major collapse, but if I was to hazard a guess, on the way to that collapse, you probably had I'm guessing probably several ruptures along the line. There were probably several ruptures along the line until finally that one point where the line just either exploded or collapsed or what have you, and that's the major one. But undoubtedly you have multiples in addition to, multiple smaller ones in addition to the big one.
oh, well, actually, the leak could just be upstream in one of the pipes and it's flowing out through here. That could also be true. Yeah, that's what I think is happening, because they have it taped off there. It's probably actually further up there, and then it's kind of flowing out over here.
And by the way, if the leaks are not in the river, if the other leaks are under the ground, you're now contaminating soil. So we're seeing the major leak in this water right here. What if the other minor leaks that are not as catastrophic but are still significant are underground somewhere around here? That's gonna, I know there's the whole thing of you can use poop as fertilizer, but this much, considering the E. coli levels in them, you're gonna be destroying the soil in the surrounding area. Fucking hell.
By the way, it just smells awful. This is unbearable. I need to figure out a way back to my car, though. And I'm kind of trapped on this island in the middle of the main road. All right, so I guess we'll just follow the sewage water down and figure it out from there. Oh my gosh. It hits you like a freight train. Because,
did you see? Look at that! Look at that! Look at how nasty that is! Oh, God! Look at that! That is just nasty!
Figure it out from there. Oh my gosh. It hits you like a freight train, because you won't smell it for a minute, and then suddenly it just whips you in the face.
Oh, God. Look at that! Look at the color of that! Oh, it looks like vomit! This looks like pure liquefied vomit! Oh! And it's sewage, so how much of this actually is vomit? Because it's sewage. When people throw up, they don't do it. They typically do it in the toilet. That goes into the sewage. Oh my God! Yeah, it's a mixture of piss, shit, vomit, sanitary napkins. It's oh, God damn. Ugh.
Or the most putrid smell you've ever smelled in your life. Kind of I'm standing here and I'm like, yep, that's sewage. Yep. Imagine losing my phone here. Yeah, that's sewage. Oh, it's freezing. It smells awful. This is what I'm spending my Saturday doing. And we have a blizzard hitting this area in about 3.5 hours, if even. So that too will be interesting. I actually visited a sewage treatment plant for like a class field day. Super interesting field day. I think that was like in middle school or something like that. And it smelled exactly like this. So
wow.
Yeah, can confirm that's sewage. Again, I mean, it's awful. The smell is unbelievable. So I'm just walking on the side. I think this is actually, it's not an interstate, this is a highway. So we're walking on the side of the highway here. Oh, so all I'm doing is like holding myself and trying to puke.
God.
This is like the worst smell I've smelled in my life.
And every single car that's driving by is getting hit with that too. Like, your car's air filtration system is not filtering that out. Every single car that's driving by near, every person driving is going, holy fuck, what is that smell? Even with all the windows up.
Why the hell did I not bring a mask? Oh.
I was saying, I don't think a mask would have helped
I
him.
mean, the amount of sewage, this is actually unreal. I mean, this is just disgusting, and this is just such an environmental failure. I swear, I mean, they've been trying to clean up the Potomac for years now, and I don't even know how much this set us back. And it's so sad, because like, I grew up in Norway where we could actually swim in our rivers and lakes, and unfortunately, it's because of things like this that we can't do that here in the States. Like, I would never...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Come summertime, this smell is going to be like, the smell is this bad now when it's 18 degrees out and they have a blizzard on the way. This will not be cleared up by summer. Imagine how much worse it's going to be in the summertime. Imagine that when it gets hot and the sun is heating everything up. That is going to be horrific. You will not be able to escape it. Like, dear God, it will be horrific. Yeah, walking trails are gonna be closed. Again, God help anybody that has a house anywhere in this area. Anyone that has a house in this area, they are going to be miserable. And there's no way they're gonna be able to sell the home either. This is gonna be horrible to live in this area.
Never swim in the Potomac ever. Even though they've had these days where they, at least maybe not in the Potomac, it was the other one, not the Shenandoah.
Thank you, Necrotic.
No,
Thank you for the tier
other
one.
Can't remember it right now. Maybe it was the Shenandoah. No, the Shenandoah runs into the Potomac. Even though they have had these like swim days in rivers near the DC area. Oh, what's it called? Yeah, they're actively working on it here. But this is a cleanup process that will take a long time. Unfortunately.
Years. This is a years-long thing.
How long it'll take until it's all cleaned up, roughly?
I'm trying again.
Like weeks or?
I don't know.
Wow. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's all. Honestly, that's not something he could answer. Legit. There's like even without the CYA thing, they legit will have no idea how long it's going to take because they don't even know how extensive this is. They've got to focus on damming up the leak first. They've got to secure the leak first. Then they could go about the evaluation of, okay, what's it going to take to clear this up? So they can't possibly know right now. It is way too fucking early to figure out what the hell's going on so far.
There's some irony there. I didn't say. Thank you. Thank you guys for cleaning all this up. I'm so sorry. All right, so I just talked to some of the DC water guys, and they're thinking this will take weeks for them to clean up. So, yeah,
longer.
This is crazy. So I said 200 million gallons of raw sewage. Apparently that's an outdated number. Now they're estimating over 300 million gallons of raw sewage being dumped out into the Potomac River. The smell is just awful here. But now we have a blizzard coming in an hour and a half is when the snow is supposed to start. So we got to get off the roads before it starts getting dangerous here because unfortunately not too many people are used to driving on snow here, and the other problem is most people are using summer tires obviously because we never have snow here. So
Maryland typically doesn't get. Really? Maryland doesn't really get snow? No kidding. Huh. Okay, I had no idea. I learned something. I had no idea Maryland would not get snow. Ah!
Those two combined create very dangerous conditions here on the roads. So, yeah, that's the update for now. I'm now gonna go to the grocery stores and see if I can get a couple of cans of food. I do have a decent amount of stocked up, but I want to go see what the situation is like at the local grocery stores here before this insane blizzard hits. So that's the update here right now. On January 24th, I'll probably be uploading this on the 25th or 26th, depending on how quickly I can get this up. Regardless though, thank you so much to all the workers that are out here working overtime to get this cleaned up, because obviously this is not their fault. This is an infrastructure failure. All the workers out here just working their ass off to try to clean up the infrastructure failure here. So it's
this
a disaster,
is like the
but
poster
they're busting
example
their
of why
asses
the
trying to clean it
infrastructure
all
in the
up.
US
So
needs to get
at
addressed.
least we have that.
Okay, so now the leak has been stopped. So shout out to DC Water and all the crew members who worked around the clock, literally, to make sure this stopped, even through the blizzard. But thankfully, DC Water did build a $55 million waterfront office, so they have a front row view and can smell their own lack of maintenance. But hey, that's just the leadership. Everyone I talked to from DC Water, they were working hard around the clock trying to clean up this mess, even during a blizzard. So shout out to all of them. But thankfully the sewage leak is stopped, but I can only assume how far this set us behind in making the Potomac River actually clean again. Because there has been a lot of efforts in DC to try to make the Potomac clean enough to actually swim it, which seems to be a very much so uphill battle. But I know this is kind of a different type of video that I normally make, but I still wanted to cover it because I felt like nobody was covering it. And I'm just extremely upset it happened, because I feel like we should all want our environment to be cleaner for the next generation. But enough of my rambling. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Oh my goodness. That's nuts. I'm legit surprised that there's not been more coverage on that. That is insane.